Hello, this is episode 5 of the Kicking CASK Podcast, and my name is Laura Hattersley, and I'm here today to bring you news from not around the world. This time we're just going to look at UK and Australia and everything that's going on in their quest for finding treatments for our amazing children who have a CASK disorder. So here in the UK, we've actually just launched some incredible challenges. We partnered with a company that enables us to go away on these trips, they call them challenges, at the same time as fundraise for CASK research. So the two we're advertising at the moment, and there's going to be one more coming soon. One is called the Yorkshire Three Peaks. Most people will have heard of the Three Peaks Challenge. The Yorkshire Three Peaks is kind of a bit of a similar one in that you are climbing 3 different hills, but this is all in one go. It's quite challenging. I think I do know of a few people who have done it, and it is something that lots of people do for charities. So this is happening just before our CASK Gene Awareness Day. So it seemed a perfect challenge to pick because we can stand on the summits and think about all our children in anticipation of our awareness day. So please come and join. I think I'm probably doing it. I've already had a few other people say they're going to come and join us. So, you know, the bigger the crowd, the better. And the great things about these challenges is you can do them in 2 different ways. So one, you can literally just self-fund. So, and the Yorkshire Three Peaks is £120. So you can just literally pay £120 and this company organises everything for you. We'll send you free t-shirts and you can do the Yorkshire Three Peaks. Obviously, we hope that you will fundraise for us as well. But more than anything, it's raising awareness. There's another option where you don't actually pay directly for anything. What you do is you fundraise a certain amount of money, and that is actually on the website. And it's 200 and something for the Yorkshire Three Peaks. So you say you're going to fundraise that money comes directly to us, and then we get invoiced for the bill of how much it's actually costing the organisation to get you to the top of all these 3 peaks. So, you know, we're obviously really happy to support either ways that people want to fund it. And as I said, it's for awareness, and the more fundraising you do, the more money we're going to get. But you know, that's completely up to you. So there's that going on in July, and much further away, there is a challenge which sounds amazing to me. I don't think I'll be able to go due to obviously family circumstances not enabling me to disappear for a week. But if you have any relatives or friends, supporters of the charity, you can get to go to the Sahara and trek the Sahara. It looks absolutely amazing. Have a look at the photos that are on our social media. This is obviously more expensive because I think it's for 6 days. So you can self-fund this one for £1,050. And then you can look at the options for doing the fundraising one. But it would be really lovely to get a group of individuals doing this and standing on the top of dunes with our t-shirts, bringing awareness to a really, really rare disorder. So we do hope some people take us up on the offer. And I will update everybody as I know like how the numbers are climbing and if there are still spaces. So hopefully they'll all get full. So that's what's going on here in the UK. In Australia, the founder of ACNRF has actually been having an adventure of her own, definitely a challenge. So Giovi has travelled from their house in Sydney to go to the University of Queensland, which is, I think she said it was it's a 12-hour drive. They can't fly because of her daughter Angelina, who has a CASK disorder, makes it difficult to fly. So they've had to drive the whole 12 hours to go to this university and meet these scientists who are starting to study CASK. And this has all been directed and funded by Giovi's organisation, which is called ACNRF. So as you know, she is part of the CASK Coalition, this organisation. And what the university wants to do, the scientists, Professor Wolfgang and Professor Thor, they want to get cells from our children. So these will be patient-derived cells and then induce them to create these stem cells. So it's called patient-derived induced pluripotent stem cells. So patient-derived iPSCs. So these cells will be CASK cells, and then what they want to do is create mini brains in a petri dish. Now, it isn't exactly that. They're called brain organoids, but that's kind of an easy way to describe it and think of it. And then when you have these mini brains, you can look at how the different CASK mutations are affecting the cell. For example, some CASK mutations might result in no CASK protein being made. So they'll be able to look at that. Is any CASK protein being made from that particular mutation? And what happens if there isn't? Some CASK mutations might mean that CASK protein is created, but it's slightly faulty and isn't working properly. So they will be looking at that. So the greater the range of CASK mutations that they can get from the different from patients means the more information they'll be able to get about our disorder and how the CASK gene works, how the CASK protein works when it's partially functional, when it's fully functional, when it's not there. So Giovi has just done this. So her daughter gave blood. So they're going to be creating these, there'll be like a mini brain organoid of Angelina. And they are also asking, you have the opportunity to self-fund your child's own brain organoids. So if you are interested in self-funding, it is 12,000. Well, it's approximate, but some people have already self-funded, and it came to around 12,000 Australian dollars. But so you can check that out and contact Giovi. So that is admin@acnrf.com if you are interested in self-funding and learning more about how your child's mutation is actually working, and obviously furthering this research as a whole. So Giovi's foundation, ACNRF, has fundraised for this project to start, but as we know, with all these CASK projects, with any kind of scientific research, it can get really expensive. So, and the way the CASK coalition organisations tend to do it, but we all work in different ways, is, we what called seed funds. So we give this initial amount of funding, which is minor, and then that enables them to get enough data to then apply for more national grants and bigger grants. And this is what Giovi is hoping will happen. And the scientists are very confident that they will be able to apply to the Australian government for the rest of the funding that they need. However, they will have to obviously deliver a proposal for that. And apparently, the more patients that show they are interested in taking part, so giving their blood to have these brain organoids created, the more likely it is that they will get the funding. So this doesn't require any money from any families. It just requires you to email Giovi, so admin@acnrf.com, and say, yes, you would like to have your family's name on the proposal to show that, yes, you would be willing to give up a blood sample for this project. So it just shows that there's community backing, that the community are interested in this, that the community wants this research to go ahead, and that obviously improves the chances of getting these much larger grants, which we won't have to fund. So that's a really, really easy way to try and further research into CASK. And once we have these brain organoids, as I've said, you can look at how the different mutations are going to act, and that's really, really important. Understanding a bit more about the basics of this disorder, but also they will be used for drug screening, and obviously that is a direct kind of line to getting treatments. So there's like two folds here. There's like the basic understanding, furthering our basic understanding, and then there's the actually directly finding some treatment. So it's a pretty cool project, and everybody at the CASK Coalition supports this project. And next week I'm going to talk a little bit more about who the CASK Coalition is, what we actually do, and just to kind of make it really clear on why we think we're going the right way around things, and kind of all the different projects that we're funding at the moment. So see you next week.